Protests all across America today, part of a national movement against ICE enforcement as tensions grow over the shooting deaths of 2 Minnesotans by federal agents.
A protest in downtown Cleveland, it just wrapped up. We have team coverage for you tonight. Morgan Trau asked the governor about his plans if ICE ramps up here. But we start with Nadeen Abusada, who is live downtown.
Katie, Damon, within the last hour that protest ended, but hundreds of protesters stood right where I'm standing in Public Square in solidarity with Minneapolis and their ICE out, their day of action. The message was pretty clear here. They stand with immigrants and they don't want ICE in their community. They started here, they went down Superior, turned on East 9th and came up Euclid. Now, this protest went further than just marching the streets. It also took place in businesses.
We need to stand up against ICE, and we need to stand with the people of Minnesota, and people are ready.
As protesters gather in solidarity with Minnesota's ICE Out National Day of Action.
You know, this is a really big moment. People are very activated right now, really outraged by murders by ICE in Minnesota, and ICE activity in general in our own communities and across the United States.
I'm terrified. I'm appalled. I'm angry. Like, I have so many emotions.
Jeremy Umansky, the owner of Larder, is participating in the No Business as Usual movement, where protesters are asked to disrupt daily routines and the economy by not shopping or working. He's opening his doors to provide a warm place and donating all of the day's profits.
We are going to be donating all our proceeds today to Resource Cleveland, which is a resettlement agency for refugees that come here to start a new life, enrich themselves, and thus by default enrich Cleveland.
Larder is among a growing list of businesses across Northeast Ohio posting on social media in support of the protest against ICE. Some have closed, and other businesses remain open while supporting in other ways, saying they can't afford to close, especially during a freeze week. For Abundance Culinary, owner Lo Fang is open today as a proud immigrant.
There's also this sense of insecurity and anxieties, like, I'm an immigrant. What's going to happen to me if this is like happening to people that are like American citizens?
Lo has been in Cleveland for 5 years and says the community helped her build her business. Support, she says, many immigrants rely on. As people fill the streets, she's asking the community to continue supporting immigrants close to home.
If you are around today for the protest, and if you're just generally wanting to help, go to the businesses that are like open and run by immigrants, because they need your help and you are their family.
Across the board, from business owners to those protesting, supporters want to show that they're not standing alone. And what would you say the message of today is?
Hope that when we bond together, despite what rhetoric is being put out there, that actually most people, the majority of people, want to see change.
Now, I want to remind people it was a very peaceful protest, but people came in these frigid temps, bundled up, hundreds marching for nearly 2 hours, and they made it clear, as I mentioned before, they just don't want ICE in their community. And there was a diversity in the crowd. They all had signs, and some of the chants were in English, others were in Spanish, but they also said that this is not just one day, this is something they're going to be pushing for every day. Back to you guys in studio.
Okay, Morgan, excuse me, Nadeen, thank you. To Morgan, now we go. We head to Columbus to check in with her.
And Morgan, the governor says that we could see more ICE agents coming to our state.
Yeah, Damon. So with the campaign in 2024, President Donald Trump really made this an issue, and these Haitian immigrants are set to lose their protected status on Tuesday. I was with the governor today, and he's really trying to take a middle-of-the-road approach with ICE, but he does say that they're going to need to follow good procedure, and the state troopers will make sure of that.
We're here to keep the peace. We're going to do that in Ohio. ICE will be able to do what they legally can do, whether we like that or not, whether we agree with that policy.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine is giving a warning to federal immigration agents, ICE, if they come to the state.
Our police officers are well trained. We have also the expectation that ICE will also follow good police practices.
He said that the state troopers will be assisting cities with ICE presence, and they need to follow Ohio rules, like not standing in front of cars.
That could be detrimental to that officer. It could also involve some confrontation with the person in the car who's driving the car.
U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno has been supportive of ICE and says there is a way to prevent agents from shooting U.S. citizens.
You do not have a right to impede federal law enforcement operations. And the way we avoid that is to make certain that when we are enforcing federal law, that the city, the county, and the state is totally aligned with what we're doing.
Some Republicans say another way to avoid conflict would be to leave your firearms at home. Previously, DeWine urged protesters not to carry.
How does that not go against the Second Amendment?
I've been very, very clear. People have the right to bring a gun. Different question, is it that a wise thing to do, or would I recommend for them to do that? And my answer is no. If you're going to demonstrate.
The governor says that he hopes he at least gets 24-hour notice from ICE before they get here. Back to you.